Hey, how's it going? It's uh it's me, Chris. Oh, my sound is I hit the volume. How are we doing now? Not spiking anymore? All right. Happy Friday. Today is the first morning here in New England that it is chilly, and I'm happy about that. It feels like October. Last weekend it was like 80 degrees. It was hot. I don't know why I'm talking about the weather, but I have a long sleeve shirt on. It was the long sleeve shirt that I did last last year. Was it that long ago? Anyway, but the new shirts are going to be here soon. I guess that's a nice little transition into this new shirt that's up for pre-order that will be shipping hopefully in like a week. So some sizes are already sold out. So if you want one, you should pre-order one. I didn't think I was gonna do a little thing real quick. Anyway, happy Stinktober. If you have not, if you aren't on Instagram, which I get, that's fine. You may not know, but there's so many people posting Stinktober drawings, and I cannot keep up with it all. And it is wild and amazing. And I feel bad that I can't, that I missed some, and that I don't like and comment all of them because it is just wild. I think today was my stinkiest Stinktober drawing in terms of good level. I feel like it was a little bit of a stinker. It was my gross Garfield. It was fine. I just didn't love it. I feel like maybe I phoned it in a little bit, but there's a lot of other great ones out there. If you are wanting to be in the Stinktober contest and, be up for prizes, you need to submit those through my website. That you don't need to do it on Instagram or anything like that. I am very disorganized this morning. I think because I was trying to do other work ahead of this. Um, Listen, I your boy's got the ADHD. This is me. This is what happens. I also usually try to draw a little bit before I start doing these live streams so that I'm a little bit more prepared. But I didn't do that today, so we're in trouble. Anyway, let's. Oh, look, hold on. Sorry, my new hats. Look, can you just look at it? Oh, and then on the side it says see ya. Can you see it? Can it focus? Look at this cool, nice vintage black. It's so soft. Unfortunately, these black ones are sold out, but we still have the gray ones. I like the black ones so much that I think I'm gonna order more, and then maybe just because I like to change things up, I think I might do uh like a blue instead of like the blue, this blue maybe down here instead of the red. Let me know what you think. Blue or purple? I think blue. Anyway, promo code live if you want to order any of this stuff in my shop, plus other stuff. We got all kinds of stuff. I got fonts and brushes and textures and shapes packs and all kinds of things. Anyway, shout out to my patrons. I couldn't do it without you. Official Piascikos get their name drawn and included in all the videos I make while they are patrons. So that's another opportunity to have your name drawn. In this live stream, I'm drawing names like I almost always do, and do it as a first come, first serve from when I go live to keep things fair. There is the opportunity to to jump the line with a super chat of $20 and up. But other than that, we're gonna go first come, first serve. Leave questions in the chat. Matt will be feeding them into a document that I can check out. Just the neighbors started mowing their lawn right now, so that's great. I can listen to that. I feel like there's one other thing I wanted to say, and I don't remember what it is because I am a hot mess. Oh, speaking of patrons, on Monday, doing a virtual hangout using Google Hangout, where I'm going to draw the Stinktober prompt for that day, which is Slugpug. So if you are an official Piascik on the Patreon, you should come hang out. You'll find a link on Patreon to come to that hangout. It's gonna be so much fun. Okay. I'm gonna switch to my iPad. Oh, let me just answer some of these questions. Amy, you said it's chilly in Canada right now, and you wore your sweater this morning. The sweatshirt that has the same sleeve print as this one. That's awesome. I'm glad that it helped you out on that chilly morning. Skippy, you said hoodie weather is the best weather. I 100% agree. Long sleeve t-shirt season is the best season. Yeah, I was never a long sleeve t-shirt person. I think maybe because they always fit stupidly, but now that I found some that are like nice, like as someone who's tall, I've never like the sleeves used to always be short and like bulbous. Uh but comfort color saves the day. I hope they never go anywhere. Remember a long time ago, like the original American Apparel shirts, I liked. I don't think I would like them anymore, but at the time I did, and then they were like canceled and ruined. And I hope Comfort Colors doesn't do that. Sean Thompson, you said yes. Please order more hats. Awesome. Blue would be cool. Would it have enough contrast? That was from No Soul Production. No Soul, no problem. I don't know why I said productions. Did I mention I'm a mess today? Not really a mess. I'm just a little scattered. There would be enough contrast because it would be a lighter blue, but also it's on white. Like the skull is white. But it would... Maybe that's what you're talking about. Tigress in Town, you said it looks like the hand on your shirt is holding the mic like a cigarette. Oh, that's kind of funny. Okay, let me start drawing names. What's this keyboard doing? Get out of my face, keyboard. Let me switch to my iPad. And let me put on some spooky tunes because it's spooky style. The first name on my list of names to draw is Sean Thompson. All right. Are we ready? Are we ready? We got to do this. Sean Thompson. It's a long name. Not that long, but maybe we'll just start playing around with... It is a spooky style. Is there sound effects coming from is it the music or is there something else happening? I don't know, like there's all kinds of new features on YouTube Lives, and I don't know if... Yeah, what is that? What does that mean? I feel like the live chat is doing something. I don't know what's happening. Okay. Sorry, maybe you don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm getting like alert sounds, and I don't know what they are. Oh, all right. Okay. And then what if like something like this? Maybe we could make them like kind of a little bit like overlapping, connected situation. Actually, maybe the sounds are just because I have my earbuds in properly. And I'm just getting all the nuance. All right, I kind of like this asymmetric balance. Let's see if we can... we can get this thing going. I think we're just going to go right in and just kind of make it feel, keep the improvisational look. You people with your usernames, I don't, Vyrmu, you said, now I can parallel draw along while you draw names, the motivation I needed. I'm so glad to hear that I can be helpful in that regard. Matt Hawkins, you said, what is your earliest memory really enjoying art design? Was there a certain moment when you realized this is what you wanted to do? Yeah, I think I actually have talked about that a few times in terms of like realizing it's what I wanted to do. I always loved drawing. I was like obsessed with it. I just wanted to draw all the time. It was my favorite thing to do. And the moment I like knew it was what I wanted to do was when I found out it was even like a thing that was like a job. I used to like to make new covers for like the records or CDs and tapes that were in the house. And someone, I always say it was like my uncle, but I don't really know if I don't know. I was young. I don't remember who it was, but they're like, "Oh, you're going to be a graphic artist one day." And I was like, "What?" Because I didn't know what that meant. And they basically was like, "Oh, that's like a job, like a person who makes that stuff." And I was like, "What? What are you talking about? Like how?" Because like, you know, in school, there was like, you know, career day where they like talk about jobs, and it was like, you could be a cop and a fireman or a doctor or an astronaut or a fireman. And I was like, what? These jobs are terrible. And like, my parents were both postal workers, sorting mail. And I'm like, what? How on earth would any of these other jobs exist when you could just draw sweet pictures? Because, you know, when you're a little kid, you don't really understand that not everyone is into that, or that not everyone has that opportunity. But I was like fully 100% on board. I was like, there's nothing else I can't even, everything else sounds horrendous. And that sounds like the greatest thing that could ever happen. So I was just like, that's what I'm doing. There's no option. Until I almost gave up in high school, which was a video from like 2 weeks ago where I talk about that. Thank goodness I didn't. You know how crazy I am. Can you imagine me having like a normal job? What on earth would happen? Okay. All right, I like this. It needs a little bit of a little extra spice, if you will. So first thing we're going to do is let's load that as a selection. What? What is that? Oh, I guess I accidentally drew part of it on another layer. Let's put that back. Everything was going great, and then I got confused. Okay. Erase. Let's turn this layer back on and just boop, boop, boop. Okay. Deselect. Let's delete that. Lotus selection. Okay, now on a new layer, I'm just going to grab like a light texture. Let's get, I don't know. Like that, and then let's move it a little bit. We'll skosh over like that, and then I think we need just like a little bit of like splatter type situation, like and then let's just grab the alternate version of that texture and then use it as an eraser to just break up some of that black so it's not so perfect. All right. Cool. I think there's just like a little bit too much over there. Just for science, let's just see if, since we did this one pretty quickly, I want to just see what it looks like reversed. Actually, I don't need to. We can just use a clipping mask. Oh yeah, that's cooler. All right, Sean, hope you like it. Amy Lothian, you said when you will be shipping your new long sleeves. I can't wait to get mine. I'm hoping they're gonna arrive next week, and then I will ship them as soon as I get them. Skippy Haggis, you said Amy's question makes you want to ask, how long does it generally take for something like a shirt to go from your idea to a thing in your hand? Is it standard or does it change? There are variables for sure, but typically the printer that I work with when I do screen printed shirts usually takes like 3 weeks to produce them. Because I guess that's like includes them ordering the blank shirts and then like all the prep work and printing them, folding them up, boxing them, and sending them over to me. Carlos, you said, has your blue desk mat ever put in the shop for purchase? Not this one specifically, but I had another one that was in my shop for a while. The problem is they were print on demand because I haven't found like a vendor that can do them, and I don't know if like this kind of thing, like a desk mat, can be done another way, because in terms of print on demand, like direct to print, direct to thing, because it would need to be smooth for, I don't know. Anyway, the consistency was not there. Like sometimes the color would be off, there would be like ghosting, and I just didn't want people, because they were sent directly out and I couldn't like proof them ahead of time. I didn't want to like sell something that might not be great. So that's the deal. All right, the next name I'm going to be drawing is Marson. Is that how you say it? Marcin. Could be Markin, but no, I feel like no, it's not. I feel like it's Marson. I don't know. Kala. Okay. Dude Ranchero, you said the prompts are great and challenging, and trying to come up with a game with motion effects because everyone's going for it. Lots of fun. Yeah, I'm surprised how many really cool motion ones there are. I wonder if a lot of it has to do with the fact that like it's so easy to add motion with Fresco, but who knows? I use it as a crutch because I feel like if I use motion, then my drawing doesn't have to be as good. Because if it's just a static drawing, I feel way more pressure. If I make it move, I'm like, okay, well, it's moving. Sean Thompson, you said, thank you for drawing my name. My son and I were both screaming with joy and woke up my wife. That's awesome. Well, not awesome that you woke up your wife. I apologize to your wife, but I'm glad that you and your son were into it. All right. Marson Kala, what are we going to do here? I'm going to start sketching the last name because it's a short one. So I feel like it might need some emphasis. Wonder if there's a way that they could like fit together. We're supposed to be doing spooky vibes, so I want to try to figure out, like right now, this idea might be cool, but it looks a little like, with the shifting baselines, maybe a little goofy and not spooky. But wondering if we could like play with some angles to do something to make it work. I want to use symmetry to make some guides on this one to see if we can make this shape a little bit more like intentional looking and straight. For whatever reason, my like do not disturb mode or focus mode just lets text messages in these days. It used to only let in like I had, some family members on there in case it was an emergency, but now it just feel like it doesn't care. Like I'm getting group chat messages, and that is wild. All right. I hope you guys don't hear the like leaf blowing and chaos happening outside my office. All right, so I'm not going to use all of these lines, obviously, but it's just something that will help me hopefully make a cool mark that has like some sort of visual alignment relationship. Matt tells me he can't hear the mowing, so that is good. Shout out to this Elgato Wave 3 mic. All right, we need to start with the areas that are somewhat confused, like that I'm not sure about first. So like, I think this is L and A combo. I need to make sure that there's like enough. Well, I guess we could do like a ligature. Like connect those two. And then, let's see. All right, I think we might be getting somewhere. Let me start before I worry too much about how this looks. Let's try to work on the first name. Sometimes just like writing it quickly like that will help me to just at least know where like letters might go in terms of spacing. Illustrating, you said, with Stinktober, my screen time is way up and I'm dealing with a lot of eye strain. Do you or anyone else have that issue? I use blue light glasses often when I'm drawing, but they're very weird with the lights when I'm filming, so I don't use them here. But I recommend them. They help me out. I think they're all pretty much the same. I've had a few different pairs. One pair was like sent to me to try out and they worked, and then I lost those somewhere, and then I just bought some random ones on Amazon and they work too. So I don't think there's much in terms of science or whatever that makes them work better, but you know, I could be wrong. All right, I think this will be cool. We just need to like, again, use the symmetry to fix some of this up so it feels a little less random. So I think we'll just use all of this as like a starting point and then make some guides. Okay. Let's see if we can get this going and then tighten it up. Okay, so this C, maybe it can come up like this. This N, is this gonna be tricky? Or maybe not. Ooh, I like how that M can go right in that little K, that little crevice. K crevice, get it? The crevice of the K, if you will. If you will, what? Hey, ask me some questions so that Matt can put them in the chat so that I can not start saying things like K crevice over and over again and trying to make sense of that. Because my brain's going to do something. May as well be answering some questions. Jane McDonald said it's the K-hole. Yeah. Isn't that like, is that like a ketamine thing? Is that what that is? Or is that something else? Oh, I was doing this as a ligature. Forgot about that. Okay. And I think we're doing that over here too. All right, let's draw this. Let's also check my spelling. Yep. Okay. Turning off all that other stuff and like seeing it on its own makes me realize that we got some work to do. I think I'm gonna make it less perfect and more of like a little bit of a wiggle to it. But based on this grid structure, woo, we got questions. No soul, no problem. You said, do you have any October Halloween traditions with family or friends? Not really. We usually, you know, just take our kid trick-or-treating. He's into that because he is 4. But unfortunately, I'm the worst dad, and I'm going to miss Halloween at home this year because I'm going to be traveling for I'm going to California for Lightbox and then Adobe Max, and they're like back to back, and I get home. I think I get back late on Halloween. So my tradition is going to be being in an airplane in the sky. But he'll probably, you know, my kid will be with his mom, probably his aunties, and he won't even care that I'm not there. Jeffrey Johnson, you said, any fun Halloween plans? I just answered that. Yeah, flying in a plane is my fun plan. Tigers in Town, you said, what art did your parents have in your home you grew up with that you remember fondly? Not really anything besides those, like, I talk about how I liked to take, like, record albums and, like, make new covers. So I was always drawn to, like, the logos and, like, trying to redraw them. So that was the, like, music packaging was really the only art that, you know, we're, you know, lower income working, just like not an art family. Though for some reason I do remember we had like a print of like the Norman Rockwell Morton Salt thing where it's like when it rains it pours. I do remember that. So I guess that for real illustrators, I sometimes make a joke that I'm not a real illustrator, but from my experience with real illustrators, boy howdy do they love some Norman Rockwell. So I guess that counts. It was never, you know, one of my influences, but there was that piece. All right, we're pretty much there. This C is just a little weird. I think I'm just add a little bit because it doesn't need to be perfectly tied to that grid situation. And I think a little too much. I feel like this one needs texture too. I feel like it looks like it could be a stamp or something. So I think it would look better that way. Let's load it as a selection, and then let's just do it with a texture fill. Let's That's pretty good. I just want to roughen up some of the edges a tiny bit. Just add in a little extra grit there, and then that's too much. Let's grab smaller brush. That's too fine. I want like something that is not that either. Let's see. Well, let's go to yeah, that's what I want. Cool. All right. I hope you like it. Next up on the list is Vyrmu. I don't know how to say that. Or if it's, I don't know, Vyrmu. Vyrmu? Oh, is that it? Vyrmu? Vyrmu, is that you? What am I going to do with this? Okay. Chevy Van, you said, what are your thoughts on using references for drawing? How far is too far? References like photo references? Because, like, I mean, a lot of people just 100% depend on that no matter what. In terms of like taking inspiration from other artists, I think when you're starting out, I think you can kind of do that and you can take inspiration but try to put your own spin on it. I think there's a gray area with lots of variables. Matt Hawkins, what's your favorite animal? I like dogs. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that answer. Matt Hawkins, you said, on those texture brushes, is the white part erased or just the color white? I was using it as an eraser to erase it out to keep it all one color. It doesn't really matter for this purpose, but it's just a habit that I do so that it makes the file cleaner. Like if I wanted to change the color, it would be a lot easier if it was all the same color, like if it's erased so it's all still black. However, if I don't know exactly how much I want to do and I want some flexibility, I will do it in white on a layer above, and then once I'm satisfied, I will load that layer as a selection and then just erase it from the layer below. All right, there's some stuff happening here. We just gotta figure out like what we're doing. Maybe these, we could have this like reflection of this the tail of the R. Oh, and that sort of reflects too. I like that. The problem is this, gets shorter. Like there's only V over here, but then we got the M and the U. I don't know if that's necessarily a problem, but just in terms of like visual balance, let's see. Okay. I think I like what's happening here. Vyrmu. Okay. Okay, so let's start this. Kind of like that we're getting some like tentacle vibes here. That's kind of cool. No soul, no problem. You said, do you use the new Apple Pencil Pro? If so, have you seen any major differences from the Apple Pencil 2 in effectiveness? I do, but no. I got it. Well, I don't remember if I needed to get it because of I don't think I did. No, I thought the squeeze feature to get the brush menu was going to be a game changer. And I still think it's fantastic because I don't have to go over to the toolbar. But there's two issues. One, I did it for so long without it that it's so hard for me to like go to get that muscle memory. And the other thing is like, I'm a spaz and I like just squeeze randomly. I guess I don't use the squeeze thing. I like double tap accidentally to switch to the eraser. I guess I have that turned off. It just vibrates the pencil, which I don't like. Yeah, I think I just want to get myself to use that feature because it's so convenient to have that menu pop up there. But like the drawing experience, no, it's the Apple Pencil has always been fantastic in terms of responsiveness and pressure sensitivity. So as long as you have the pressure sensitive one, you're good to go. All right, I am satisfied. I am ready to tighten it up. You just add in, I'm adding in just a little extra wiggle to enhance the spooky vibe a little bit, just to make it make sure it doesn't look too, I don't know. I feel like these letters could lean whimsy or pretty. And we are doing spooky vibes. Sarah Sooth Design, you said, when do you know when a piece is complete? How do you prevent yourself from noodling it to death? That's a great question. Deadlines but like I'm more likely to do it if it's just something I'm drawing for fun. But if you don't know, probably do because I talk about it nonstop. I did a daily drawing project for 14 plus years, and it was always like the last thing that I did. For some reason, I saved it till the end of the day. I guess maybe procrastination, but it was like, well, I have to post it today. So it was, I just had to ship it at the end of the day. And then for like client work, I feel like it's easier because it's like, I don't know. I don't know. It just feels like it is because it's like, usually there's some sort of requirement or I can, like, I always have a lot of things that I'm working on and I want to like do. So it's like, well, if this is finished, then I can go do that other thing that I want to do or work on that other thing. So I don't know. That, like, lots of little things like that help me. I don't know if that was helpful at all. Just sharpening up some of these points a little bit. Guys, why do I feel like this one needs to have texture too? What the heck? Let's see what this one looks like on black. This is an example of what I was talking about earlier, where I want to add some texture, but I don't want to just go in and erase because I'm still kind of figuring it out. So on a new layer, I'm just going to use black and then just sort of like kind of break up some of this edge a little bit. And I can be less careful because I know I'm on like a different layer. And then I'm like, okay, feel pretty good about that. Then I'll just like load that as a selection, and then I'll just erase it from the black. And then it's all on one layer. It's also helpful here because I'm gonna like, there's that sharp corner, which I can't really do with this grit. I could like clip it down. Oh, that's not what I want to do. That wouldn't work. I'll show you what I can go in and like erase it first before I cut it out of the layer below. Okay, so now I can like just grab my regular brush and then I could just come in here and angle that in a little bit. You get that sort of like dimensional look. You can also use the smudge tool with the holy moly, the smudge tool did not turn off any of my brushes that I don't use anymore. But I want to use it here because I feel like this is too abrupt. It's making it a little too gray, which I don't love. But let's just try to fix it. Ah, too big. I should have undid it, but listen, we're here and I'm gonna work through it. Oh, there we go. That's what I wanted. Cool. And now it looks how I wanted it to. So now that I'm satisfied with that texture, for the most part, there we go. I will load that as a selection and then erase it. Then we can get rid of that. And then I just want a little bit of extra white that goes beyond the edges so it doesn't look like it just perfectly ended inside the letters. Let's see. And that's a little too much, so I will just that texture is not enough. Perfect. Okay. All right. And now we can just oh, it's all in one there. We're good. There we go. I hope you like it. What was this one? Okay, that's the sketch. What did I just do? Delete. Delete. Okay. Next up. I thought I was like in the zone when I did that first one fast, and then we slowed down a bit. Next one is another very interesting name. Ruslan S. Sharipov. Ruslan Sharipov. Okay. I don't know why I just said it weird for no reason. Tigers in Town, you said, would you rather go sea kayaking or ziplining? Ziplining. I think. I'm really interested in either of those. Probably ziplining. Petey Quills, you said, do you listen to much hip hop? Yes, I do. You said you saw Sponge Bobby Digital, and that's what made an instant fan. I like a lot of hip hop. I love the new Clips album. I listened to the new Mobb Deep album this morning, and it was good. The new Raekwon album is great. I love Nas. I love Kendrick. I love Aesop Rock. There's a ton. Definitely very much into hip hop, but Wu-Tang forever. Trying to not do the same thing on this one. All right, we're getting a different vibe. But who knows? We're just figuring it out right now. It felt like it was coming together, and then I started to lose it a little bit. So we'll see. We may have to do some serious revisions on this one because we're not there yet. Maybe. Skippy McHaggis, what is your favorite spooky monster? Do gremlins count? I think gremlins are cool. What about the alien from Alien? That's terrifying. I don't know what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to see if I can... This name started to feel longer and longer the more I started to drawing. Sean Thompson, you said, how often do you check the P.O. box? Honestly, I haven't checked it because I just put it as like my return address. I don't think I've ever posted it anywhere, and it's relatively new. But that tells me maybe I need to check it because it's right down the street. I just assumed there wasn't anything in there. What did I do with my keys? That's the real question. All right, I think I can do something with this. Let's see. Gotta fix this area right here is a hot mess. We gotta figure out how to make that not suck. Maybe we could do like an LA ligature. I mean, maybe it could connect to the end too. Maybe it could just be ligature city. Okay, so this owner. Sometimes I'll put a dot on an I that doesn't really need it because it seems more uppercase to like just help clarify that's an R when we're like pushing the legibility. Rodrigo Corman, you said if you could raise money just from your art, Would you do that, or would you keep doing client work? I mean, that's sort of a little bit like what's happening. I've been transitioning a bit more, like between YouTube and shop sales. That's been taking on more and more of the brunt of the income. So I've been more selective with client work, and that's actually was sort of like what I was trying to do. Like when I started this channel, it wasn't to grow a YouTube channel. It was because I was like right after I had my kid, I just felt like I had no time for anything because I realized like before him, I just worked all the time and I could just work whenever. And like I had to start working in like a set time frame, which was a struggle anyway. So I felt like I had no time to do anything. So I was like, well, how can I like try to change things a little bit? And I was like thinking about different ways that I earn money that is a little bit more passive. And like one of those ways was like Skillshare, my Skillshare classes. So I was like, oh, well, maybe I should just make a YouTube channel to like lead people to my Skillshare classes. And then the YouTube channel kind of grew a little bit faster than I was expecting and began to sort of like eclipse Skillshare. Now Skillshare is very secondary to YouTube. So, did I answer a question? The answer is yes, I think. Definitely. Like I'm very motivated to make stuff, and like I always do make stuff, so I'm not someone who like needs a client project to like draw. Like I'm always want to make stuff, and very having it be solely around like the stuff that I want to make is the ideal situation. But I think we're getting there. I don't know if the channel keeps growing. Like nothing has helped my shop sales more than this YouTube channel. That's like the thing that has been the most noticeable, dramatic, life-changing thing. Because like I've always had a shop on my website, but like I didn't really, the sales were pretty stagnant. And like, it's not because like I just didn't have a following before that. Like I've been on, I've had like a fairly large following on Instagram for like 10 years, and it just does not, that kind of audience does not generate as much support and like sales as something like YouTube. So the answer is thank you to all of you who support what I do and buy my stuff and watch my videos, because it's the best. David Cox, you said, what are your go-to brush sets on the Pixel layer? My go-to brush set is my Retro Supply Co. Super Pack. That's like everything that I use. Everything that I'm working with is from that pack. Making that pack, a lot of it is curated stuff from the Retro Supply Co. catalog. But man, before that, I was just like digging through brushes all the time. And that, when I put that together, it was just like focusing on all of the brushes that I actually like and use on a regular basis. And now I save so much time not digging for brushes because I know that all the brushes that I use are in that pack. So like when I go in my brush library, you'll see I have like everything turned off besides that, because that's just everything that I use. So it's like all those, these are all from that mega pack, the drawing, coloring, effects, pattern, Rizo mess rippers. And then I actually have their halftone set because I was using it for a specific thing, but I do have halftones in mine too, in the coloring section. And then this is just like add-on brushes that I did for the 1 year anniversary. Mad Scientist Dorn, you said started your animation journey this week. Your channel has been a huge help. Thank you so much. That's awesome. It's funny because like I don't think of myself as like an animator because like I don't know traditional animation software, and I just sort of like do it frame by frame. And then like, you know, I use Fresco a lot because there's a lot of really great stuff in there. But I guess I could think of myself as more of an animator since, you know, I've done animation work for giant brands and like Cartoon Network and Adidas and, you know, Under Armour, all kinds of stuff. Can't decide if I want to add the dot in the eye. We can experiment with it after, because I'm gonna make this have like a little drop shadow 3D thing, and then I could quickly draw the line in to see if we want the dot. Rodrigo Corman, you said, have you struggled starting a YouTube channel being an introvert, ADHD person, and also any imposter syndrome? So yes and no. The YouTube thing, like I'm trying to think of how to explain I like hyper focus. Like my ADHD is wild, but like I go like all in on things. Like I hyper focus bad, and like it helped me to just like push through. And like I was so hyper focused on doing it, that like I didn't realize like it is so much work, and you know for a while, you know, it didn't pay off at all, and like the views were low. I think luckily I had like, hold on, I gotta. Sorry, I needed a tissue. I should have put up my be right back little animation. Anyway, what was I saying? I had a video that like got a little bit of traction early on, which was like the first video where I compared Procreate, and I don't think that eye needs the dot. And seeing the views go up, and also I got some really like positive comments on other videos like early on, and that was like motivating. So that helped, but I was just like hyper focused on doing it. Like when I have it in my head that I want to do something, it's hard for me to like think about anything else, and then everything else suffers as a result. But luckily it's paid off. It's like also how I did the daily drawings for so long. I was just like, it was like my identity. It was like, I am someone who does a daily drawing, and that's who I am. Imposter syndrome, for sure. Not as much with the YouTube channel because I did it so late in my career, but like I literally went to grad school because of imposter syndrome, like well into my, like almost 10 years into my career as a professional illustrator. I felt like I was a fake illustrator because like I didn't do any illustration education in undergrad. I went to school for design and like became an illustrator just based on my daily drawing project, like posting new drawings every day. People started commissioning work based on them. And then after a while, it was like what I did. But I was like, I'm not a real illustrator. And like one of the things that made me decide to go to grad school, well, because I was like considering, like, well, if I go and get my master's in illustration, then I'll be a real illustrator. It was partly that, and also that it felt too good to be true. So I was like, well, I need to do something. Anyway, I got this like big project doing illustration work for McDonald's, and it was like a huge campaign, and it pretty much, it like paid for grad school. So I was like, oh, well, I'll go to grad school because I can afford it with this. So I like had imposter syndrome that I was not a real illustrator while paying for it with illustration work for one of the biggest companies in the world. Like what? Imposter syndrome is dumb as hell. But with the channel, I don't know. Like it was almost 20 years into my career. Like I don't know. I know not everyone likes my work, and I know I'm not the best illustrator, but like I have experience and I have this career, so I don't have as much imposter syndrome anymore. I think depends on the day. Ask me later. Next up is Cheryl. Why am I drawing right in the middle of the page? Cheryl Ulie. That's a fun name. I don't know why. It just is. It doesn't look. It's not a spooky name, that's for sure. So we got our work cut out for us. Techuan, you said, quick question about Riso texture pack. Is the Illustrator version compatible with Fresco? There's no Riso brushes for Illustrator because Vector Art couldn't do the Riso look in a normal way. That's way too much texture. There are Photoshop brushes, and yes, Photoshop brushes are what Fresco uses. So any Photoshop brushes work in Fresco. But unless there's some Riso brushes for Illustrator that I don't know about, but no, Illustrator brushes do not work in Fresco because they use vector different ways. The vector brushes in Fresco are shape-based, whereas Illustrator brushes are stroke and fill, and they're more like applying a texture to a shape. You don't really draw with, you like use that as like an effect in Illustrator, if that makes sense. All right, Cheryl, what are we gonna do here? I don't know what I'm doing. Something led me to these like very vertical letters with serifs. We'll see if that translates into anything. Maybe it's this music that's inspiring this. Sometimes just writing it down very simply like this is helpful because then I can sort of like see how much room I need. I think there's something here. Let's see. Deleted the wrong layer, but that's okay. We're just going in. I can do it. What am I drawing with? That's not my brush. Crispy light. No, we're trying to do the classic inker. I had this idea to connect the bottoms of those two H's for no real reason. It just seemed like it could be cool. I don't know. We'll see. This is why I should have done a refined sketch first, but here we are. I think it'll be okay. You guys hit me with like a whole bunch of questions all at once and then went silent on me. This is the one where I definitely need to like skip around because the letters on the different lines really affect the other letters, so it could change how things work. So we got to be careful there. Hee-hoo! 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 Is See, this is what happens when... Oh, Crazy E. You said, do you have any plans to make more fonts? Yeah, I got a few fonts in progress that I need to just like make the time to wrap up, but I've been a little extra busy this month because I'm gonna be traveling at the end of the month. I'm like trying to like get stuff done ahead of time, but I really want to finish them. One of them is another script font called Boy Howdy. And then I have like a gritty punkish style one. What else? I have other ones too. I just need to make the time. There was a while where I didn't really want to make any fonts because what I really like about lettering is not drawing individual letters. It's like drawing a word or a name or a phrase and like how the letters interact with each other. And you know, that's not really how it works with a font. Like obviously you're drawing how the letters work together, but you can't like easily fully customize every interaction. But boy, do I try. If you have like my dirty script font, you'll know that there's like a ton of ligatures where I'm like just trying to make letter forms like fit together, like the pairings work together exactly how I want to. But you know, it's a rabbit hole because like you could do it for some, but then it's like, okay, well that's fine in this instance, but what if it's like a 3? What if there's like 2 ligatures that I don't know. There's just lots of variables and they mess up your day. All right, cool. I hope you like it, Cheryl. Ulie. Punky D. I mean, that looks pretty Punky D on its own. We just leave that. What are we gonna do for Punky D? Maybe it needs to be like a giant D. Maybe make like a cool D. A punky D. What's that? That doesn't. I don't like that D. I was like, could it be a skull? It looks so doofy. Darr, Punky D. That it might be too silly. I just, you know, whenever you can make a skull, I don't think I'll do that to you, Punky D. Crazy E, you said, yeah, your ligatures are so fun to work with. Not all font makers include those. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that. It's definitely a lot to like do that kind of thing, but I don't know. It's like part of the fun for me, and also I feel like it doesn't, especially with the script font, it's like hard to, like if it all just like flows together and then some letters don't work, it's like, well, that's stupid. Listen, I'm not fully ready to give up on this idea. I think it can't happen. It can't happen. It's way too stupid. Oh boy. Punky. You know what? It might need to happen. Kimberly Matsumoto said, need skull alphabet. Listen, I made a skull alphabet. Did you know that? Maybe I should like revisit it. Did it a long time ago. All right. Let's up the punks. I know it's like a little bit of a stretch, but I think it's D enough. And it's like, even if you don't right off the bat, you like look at it and you're like, there's something weird about that skull. Oh, it's a D, right? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm going with. Mad scientist Doran says, I like the skull. He's got personality. Thanks. I agree. He does have personality. Look at him. It's adorable. I feel like that floating eyeball fixed the doofiness. It was very doofy at the beginning. But I feel like now it's ready. Crazy E, you said, so glad we went with the skull. It's awesome. Thank you. Play Barebones, you said, nice. First time catching one of these lives, and I come in to literally the funnest one. Awesome. Thank you. Super Scopic, you said, have you listened to Frankie and the Witch Fingers? I haven't. What, should I? What is it? Is it a punk band? Sounds like a punk band. I have this idea that I just want to see real quick. It might not be a good idea, but I was just thinking that like maybe it might be stupid. But I was thinking like it's like a D. Like a cool, because that's this cool face paint thing. I don't know. Let's see if it looked less random with the I think that helps. I think it gives it a little extra character. I think it's fun. All right, Punky D. All right, I gotta go. This has been fun. I will see you next Friday. However, I have to cancel like two live streams this month because of travel. So next Friday, next Friday is the last one for 2 weeks. So don't miss next Fridays. It's gonna be a good one. Thank you all. Rodrigo, you asked if I always draw in black and white before adding colors. Generally, yes, because it's too much for me to think about colors when I'm trying to figure out everything else. All right. If you if I drew your name and you want the file, you can reach out via the contact form on my website, and don't forget to use the promo code LIVE and get some stuff from my shop. Okay. Bye, everyone. Thank you. It's been fun. New video on Tuesday. Watch it.